No one expected this incident to shake the MotoGP paddock. While many people were busy speculating about Marco Bezzecchi's fate, Marc Marquez finally broke his silence with a surprising statement that went against the opinion of many fans. What exactly did Marquez say about the unfortunate situation Bezzecchi is facing, and why did his comments immediately become a major talking point across the MotoGP world? Let's discuss. Amid the fierce competition of the 2026 MotoGP season, social media has once again erupted in debate. This time, the discussion isn't just about race results or the battle for the World Championship, but about the injury suffered by Aprilia rider Marco Bezzecchi. Some fans have even claimed that Bezzecchi's accident was karma for an incident involving Marc Marquez during last season. That narrative quickly spread across various social media platforms. Countless comments linked Bezzecchi's misfortune to the incident at the Mandalika circuit, sparking heated debates among MotoGP fans around the world. However, while many expected Marc Marquez to validate those claims, the Spanish world champion took a completely different approach. Instead of adding fuel to the fire, the Ducati Lenovo team rider came to his rival's defense. Speaking during a post-race interview, Marc Marquez made it clear that he has never believed in the concept of karma in motorcycle racing. According to him, crashes are simply part of the risks every rider accepts, regardless of who they are or what may have happened in the past. I don't believe in karma. There's no such thing in racing. There are only crashes, risks, and every one of us can experience them. His statement immediately attracted widespread attention. Many fans who had supported Marquez were surprised that he chose to show empathy toward Bezzecchi, instead of using the situation to respond to critics or satisfy his supporters. Marquez emphasized that every MotoGP rider fully understands the dangers of the sport. One day a rider can stand on the top step of the podium, but in the very next race, anyone can suffer a crash or a serious injury. Marquez's stance is rooted in his own experience. Throughout more than a decade in MotoGP, the Cervera-born rider has endured numerous serious injuries that at times even threatened to end his racing career. He has suffered a broken right arm, undergone multiple major surgeries, dealt with shoulder injuries, vision problems, and several heavy crashes that forced him to spend long periods away from competition. Because of those experiences, Marquez believes it is unfair to associate a rider's misfortune with the idea of karma. In his view, every incident should be analysed based on what actually happened on the track, not on emotions or opinions circulating on social media. Marquez's comments were widely praised throughout the MotoGP community. Several MotoGP analysts noted that the 33-year-old rider now displays a level of maturity far beyond what he showed a few years ago. While Marquez was once known primarily as an aggressive racer willing to do whatever it took to win, he is now also demonstrating another side of himself, a champion who respects his rivals. The rivalry on the track remains as intense as ever, but away from the racing, Marquez has shown that mutual respect among riders remains one of his highest priorities. Meanwhile, Marco Bezzecchi continues his recovery after suffering the injury that cost him valuable championship points. Aprilia is closely monitoring his physical condition in hopes that the Italian rider will return to full competitiveness in the upcoming rounds. Although he has temporarily lost momentum, Bezzecchi's chances of fighting near the top of the championship standings are far from over if he can return at full strength. As the 2026 MotoGP season enters its second half, the championship battle is expected to become even more intense. Marc Marquez has continued to deliver consistent performances with the Ducati Lenovo team, steadily closing the gap to his rivals in the championship standings. Meanwhile, Jorge Martin remains one of the strongest contenders in the fight for the world title. At the same time, several young riders have begun showing impressive form, making the championship battle even more unpredictable. If Marco Bezzecchi makes a full recovery, he could once again become a serious threat in the fight for podium finishes and race victories. Amid the increasingly heated competition, Marc Marquez's statement serves as a reminder that rivalry does not have to turn into hostility. In the end, every rider shares the same goal: to put on the best possible show for the fans and returns safely to the paddock after the race. While many young riders are racing to reach MotoGP as quickly as possible, Spanish prospect Maximo Quiles has chosen a very different path. The young talent, widely regarded as one of Spain's brightest future stars, has reportedly decided to delay his move to the Premier class, even though opportunities to step up are already beginning to emerge. His decision immediately caught the attention of many throughout the paddock. The reason is simple, yet surprising. Quiles says he doesn't want to become an instant Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez has long been the benchmark for success among young Spanish riders. Marquez enjoyed a remarkable MotoGP debut, winning races in his rookie season before capturing the World Championship in just his second year. Those extraordinary achievements have inspired countless young riders to dream of following the same path. Maximo Quiles, however, has decided to take a different approach. In his view, every rider has a unique career journey that cannot be forced to mirror someone else's success story. Rather than rushing into the Premier class in pursuit of fame, he prefers to develop step by step. For Quiles, racing experience is the foundation for competing at MotoGP's highest level. He believes technical ability alone is not enough if a rider has not fully matured mentally and physically. MotoGP is the pinnacle of motorcycle racing, where pressure comes from every direction. Even the smallest mistake can have major consequences for a rider's career. That is why Quiles wants to make sure he is completely ready before making the leap to the Premier class. Quiles' approach has earned praise from many within the racing community. Numerous analysts believe his decision reflects a level of maturity rarely seen in young riders. In the modern era, many rising talents are tempted to move up to MotoGP as quickly as possible. History, however, has shown that many riders struggle to adapt because they lack sufficient experience. Quiles appears to have learned from those examples. He believes becoming a great rider is not about reaching MotoGP first, but about building a long, successful career and continuing to improve once you get there. Although he has chosen to postpone his promotion, that does not mean Quiles lacks ambition. His ultimate goal remains the same: to compete in MotoGP. The difference is that he wants to arrive in the Premier class as a rider who is fully prepared in every aspect: speed, experience, mental strength, and physical fitness. That decision has led many to view Maximo Quiles as one of the most promising prospects of Spain's new generation. He has demonstrated not only exceptional talent on the track, but also remarkable maturity in making crucial decisions about his future. MotoGP fans are now eager to see whether Quiles' long-term strategy will pay off in the years ahead. One thing is certain: while many young riders are trying to become the next Marc Marquez, Maximo Quiles has chosen to create his own path. Regardless of how fierce the competition becomes on the track, Marquez's attitude proves that respect for fellow riders is far more important than believing in speculation or controversy. Do you agree with Marquez that there is no such thing as karma in MotoGP? Share your thoughts in the comments below.